Eric Bischoff has explained why he doesn't want to see Jeff Hardy back in WWE or in the professional wrestling industry at all. During the latest edition of 83 Weeks, Bischoff spoke about why he believes it'd be a bad idea for Hardy to return to WWE or even to be working in AEW right now. He went on to explain that he hopes Hardy walks away from the business entirely, though he believes it might be a difficult process for the former world champion. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea for Jeff to be working in AEW. Now it's a little easier, because they're not on the road other than television taping. Television production, I should say, it's not a taping at least for Dynamite. I think Jeff would be better off away from it. It's gonna be hard, because everybody that I've known to one degree or another has a very hard time forcing themselves to retire from the business. It becomes a part of who you are, a part of your DNA. When wrestlers say sometimes, too often, "Oh, it's in my blood." For some wrestlers, that's absolutely true in their minds. It's in their DNA, it's part of who they are. And giving it up or walking away from it is like walking away from part of yourself. Some people can handle it, some people look forward to it. Some people have a very difficult time with it and never really truly adjust. I think perhaps Jeff is in the latter category. Don't know, could be wrong. I hope I am. Spend some time with your kids, your wife. Appreciate what you've got, be grateful for what you've got, be grateful you could still walk with all the crazy stuff you put yourself through both recreationally and in the ring professionally. Be grateful for your health, and just look back and smile. That'd be my advice. A new report on Paige VanZant and her future in both AEW and professional wrestling as a whole has come to light. Speaking on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that, despite the fact VanZant is still listed on the AEW roster page, she is no longer involved with the company. VanZant competed in her first and only professional wrestling match at AEW Double or Nothing 2022 where she, Ethan Page, and Scorpio Sky defeated Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara and Tay Melo. Meltzer: "No, even though I know she's on the roster. She's not with AEW anymore." Brian Alvarez: "What the hell happened? She paid for a long time and then..." Meltzer: "She decided she didn't want to be a wrestler. If she wanted to be a wrestler, she would still be there." Finn Balor has confirmed he has no intentions of leaving WWE following recent rumors regarding his contract status. Taking to his X account prior to last night's edition of Raw, Balor responded to reports that his WWE contract was set to expire in the near future, defiantly writing that he ain't going nowhere. Fightful Select later provided more insight into Balor's post, reporting that he is expected to remain with WWE and will be signing a long-term contract extension soon if he hasn't already. The company is said to have been looking to sign the former Universal Champion to a big money contract spanning multiple years. The report goes on to say he would have had major interest if he became a free agent, particularly from AEW who are looking to sign potential free agents this summer. "I would like to take this moment to say thank you to WWE for 10 incredible years. And after much thought and consideration, I have decided that now is the right time to say, I ain't going nowhere." pic.twitter.com/cshwayaskick9. Finn Balor at Finn Balor, April 22, 2024. Tonight's WWE NXT Spring Break-In Week 1 will emanate from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The next NXT Premium Live event is NXT Battleground in 6 weeks. Matches and segments announced for the show include The Family vs. No Quarter Catch Club, Saul Ruka vs. Blair Davenport in a beach brawl, Roxanne Perez vs. Lyra Valkyria vs. Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship, Ilya Dragunov vs. Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. If Williams loses, he will leave NXT. What are you most excited to see on tonight's episode of NXT? Let us know your thoughts here. Last night's WWE RAW emanated from the Schottenstein Center in Columbus, Ohio. The next WWE Premium Live event is WWE Backlash France next week. Segments and matches that took place on the show include The Awesome Truth defeat #D to retain the World Tag Team Championship. The New Day defeat Imperium, Ludwig Kaiser attacked Giovanni Vinci after the match. Sheamus defeats Shinsuke Nakamura, Andrade and Ricochet defeat JD McDonough and Santos Escobar. Becky Lynch last eliminated Liv Morgan to win the vacant Women's World Championship in a Battle Royal. What was your favorite moment of last night's Raw? Let us know your thoughts here. Logan Paul is officially returning to WWE programming for the first time since WrestleMania XL. During last night's edition of Raw, it was announced that the United States Champion will be making an appearance on next week's episode, which will also serve as the second night of the 2024 WWE Draft. This will be Paul's first WWE appearance since he successfully retained the United States Championship against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton on the grandest stage of them all earlier this month. A trios match was also made official for next week's Raw, in which Jey Uso, Andrade and Ricochet will take on the Judgment Day's Damian Priest, Finn Balor and J.D. McDonough. Becky Lynch has become a 5-time WWE Women's World Champion after capturing the vacant title on Raw. Lynch emerged victorious in a battle royal to determine the new WWE Women's World Champion in the main event of last night's Raw. Former champion Rhea Ripley relinquished the title on last week's episode after announcing she'd suffered an injury. Lynch last eliminated Liv Morgan, who was responsible for Ripley's injury on the Raw after WrestleMania, to become the new champion. This marks her 5th time holding the belt, including her 4 reigns as SmackDown Women's Champion, but her first since its reincarnation into the Women's World Championship. Dominik Mysterio is set for some time on the sidelines after suffering a legitimate injury. During last night's edition of Raw, Mysterio appeared with his left arm in a sling during a backstage segment and announced that he was banged up. As a result, Santos Escobar replaced him in a tag team match alongside J.D. McDonough against Ricochet and Andrade later in the show. Later, Fightful Select reported that Mysterio's apparent injury is, in fact, legitimate and will keep him on the sidelines. He was originally set to compete on WWE's recent live event tour of the United Kingdom but was instead replaced by Ricochet. At the time of writing, there is no word on the nature of his injury nor how long he'll be out of action for. Everyone here at Inside the Ropes wishes Dominik the best in his recovery.